Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's hit this off. Let's talk about the Z-35 and how she compares to her contemporaries, all that good stuff. Now, the Z-35 is a Tier 8 premium German destroyer. So, obviously, people are going to look at her and say, oh, well, how does she differ to the Z-23? The main difference between the two of them is the Z-23 can mount your 150mm guns, whereas Z-35 is stuck with those puny 128mm guns. They're still quite nice, though. Let's take a look at the Consumables. She's got your standard damage control. She's got smoke. Now, this is a special kind of smoke. This is similar to what you find in the Pan-Asian destroyer line. So, you know, you deploy it, you make your inky, and it sits there for just a little bit of time, and then it disappears again. So it's not a smoke that you necessarily use for the traditional destroyer role of sitting in smoke and spamming HE on ships and stuff like that. This is mainly used as a way to disengage and run. Now, there's some pros and cons to this, okay? Obviously, the big con is you can't sit and smoke and, you know, do whatever you want for as long as you want. To me, a big pro of this is the fact that it reloads relatively quickly. Because it reloads relatively quickly, it's actually a really good way to dodge carriers and deal with all that kind of stuff. 10 fingers, 10 toes. It's actually the British smoke. Maybe. Let's take a look. So what do we got? We got 10 seconds action time and 40-second dispersion. And let's take a look at the British Tier 8. Oh, late. Yeah, okay. So British smoke. I'm sorry. I guess I don't know why I got the Pan-Asian destroyer in my mind here. What do we got for Xin Yang? 30 seconds. Okay. So yeah, so it's more like the German or the British smoke. But anyway, thank you for the correction there, 10 fingers. But anyway, so that does allow you to deal with carriers relatively somewhat. Of course, it's a German destroyer, so it's gotta have to have hydroacoustic search. And you can see I've kitted her out for basically what you would normally set up a destroyer for. Her maneuverability is 4.4 second rudder shift time. Now, typically, I prefer destroyers to be under 5 seconds, cruisers under 10 seconds, and battleships under 15. That's just kind of how I run that. Now, one other big thing that's different, and by the way, that's for determining if I want to use steering or propulsion. Torpedoes, though, very different from your Z-23. 6-kilometer torpedoes. So these aren't torpedoes that you use necessarily for your typical role. As a matter of fact, if I switch over to the Z-23, you can see here 9.5-kilometer torpedoes for range. So Z-35 is much shorter range. Speed 67 knots. Let's flip back over to the 23 again. So it's 1 knot faster. And 90-second reload for the Z-23 torpedoes. Also 90-second reload on the Z-35. Now, even though the torpedoes are short range, I find them to actually be pretty useful, especially against enemies that are pushing into you. The guns themselves are no joke. They're the typical 128s that now, thanks to 1/4 HE pen, can pen 32mm of armor. Yee! So that's kind of fun. From a survivability standpoint, 22k hit points. It's not bad. More than the Z-23. But all of these numbers, all of this information really doesn't sum up to much unless you're talking about like the actual game performance. So we're going to take her into a game and talk about how she performs and that sort of thing. Concealment, by the way, 6.2 kilometers. It's not going to win you the detection war, but it is pretty decent in the way it's set. Let go. Masada, how you doing? Lots of ships in queue today. As always, guys, if you have any questions about the Z-35, any comments, please make them. I like doing these reviews live with you guys as opposed to cherry picking replays and stuff like that. I think it's much more authentic this way, and I hope you guys agree. I'm doing great, Sodomizer. And of course, what Zath Replay Theater review of a new premium ship wouldn't be complete without being bottom tier. So here we go. Oh look, there's a Z-35 on their team too. That's nifty. We got a Benson on our team, they've got a Kagero. And of course, all these tier 10s. Nice name, Idiot Syndrome. Alaska's got radar. And then we've got the Rune Hydro. Minotaur could have radar. Okay. We will try to make this work. I'm probably going to try to play the islands here. Let's see. Yeah, best way to show how good it is, right? When it's bottom tier. Now, okay. I'll tell you later. I like to think of this ship as kind of like driving a car with a manual transmission. It takes a lot of work to make it happen, but when you pull it off, it's pure bliss. And that's been my experience with the Z-35. She's not your typical destroyer. You cannot buy her and expect to play her the exact same way as you would the Z-23, the Moss, Z-46, Z-52, all that kind of stuff. That being said, you could throw those captains in and do fine with it. I don't know that you necessarily need a special... okay. I don't know that you necessarily need a special captain for it. It's always nice seeing people talk about the characteristics of ships in all chat. Just let people know everything about it. Go right ahead, man. You basically just told the enemy team that your torpedoes are not important. Yes, lots of guns. Lots of guns. Quad Q, I think she's in the shop. Yeah. RPF says okay. Alright. Let's see what happens. I do like the fact that the Moskva is helping me out here, and the Benson, he's behind to supporting. That's good. Hey, Edge. Is it any good or a potato ship like California? Star Force, I don't think it's a potato ship like the California. That being said, this is entirely dependent on your abilities as a player. It's not a simple I play this ship therefore I win the game kind of premium ship. We haven't seen those in a while. I don't like seeing this rune here. But he is starting to show broadside, and so why not take advantage of that? AP loaded. Time to switch back to HE. Alright, now the rune is probably going to charge. And remember, that rune has a 6-kilometer German hydro. There we go. I am ducking behind this island. There it is. I see the Kagero spotted, so I'm going to go ahead and pop my hydro. Now I get into the torpedo dodging minigame. And of course, Kagero's one shell sets me on 2 fires. said. First blood.
Gegnerischer Zerstörer gesunken. Nebelwand gelegt.
Now, unfortunately, the rune is still catching me on Hydra, which means I'm going to end up getting rocketed here. Point and click adventures. Oh, there goes our Mosfa. That's unfortunate. Hey, SAT. Something bad just happened. I don't know. I don't speak German. Alright, people are not shooting the rune. You're really nice if people would shoot the rune. I guess I'll just sit here and sail back and forth for a little while, huh? Just gotta wait for that Hydra to end. 120 seconds, it should be down. There it is.
Nebelwerfer gestartet.
And now is my turn.
Nebelwand gelegt.
They're 128, so they have very short range. I can take advantage of a little bit of smoke detect. Main turret incapacitated, that's not good. And what do you know, I'm back on Hydra again. And what do you know, our team's losing. But hey, I got a torpedo hit. That's what matters, right guys? Ay caramba. Z-35 over there has smoked himself, so if I can just get out of this hydro range, I'll be fine, but, you know, if that happens. Something else bad just happened. And there I go. So, what do we learn? She's crap when she's bottom tier against a carrier that's got a PR of 2210. Yeah, that's right. Super Unicom enemy carrier pilot versus, you know. Okay. Z-35 needs speed. That would be helpful, yeah. But the other part of it is, you know, I mean, I was up against a rune that actually sat there. Oh, and the Henri's a Super Unicom too. But nobody could stop him. So, unfortunately, I got stuck in a position where we couldn't make anything happen. We were able to get the Kagero out, though, which is good. But just like any premium ship, a lot of most premium ships, it comes down to the team. Hey Ryan, how you doing? Doing science with ticket? There you go. Feels kid, man. So we'll just wait for the game to end and see where we ended up. Yeah, Stevie's sleeping. He's having fun. I do really enjoy the Z-46. And I also enjoy the 52 quite a bit. I love the German destroyers.
Das gegnerische Team steht kurz vor dem Sieg.
Yeah, exactly, Miss Atomizer. That rune got in the way. But, I mean, you know, the Zeppelin was focusing me hard every single chance he got. That didn't help. And our team just kind of, I mean, I thought that the Mosfa was going to help, but he just kind of backed off and then died. And then we also lost this. Oh, well, hey guys. It's like they're reinforcements coming to the battle, right? Like they just joined. That might be kind of a cool mode if Wargaming could put that into play. You get ships that come out of the border or something like that and join the battle. It's a CV, it's his job. Well, it's a German CV before the German CV line, so yes. Ryan, how do you record a replay for me to view? All you have to do is send me the replay file. If you go to your World of Warships folder, and then there's, see wherever it's installed, and then it's there's a folder called Replays right there. Find the file, either email it to me or put it in my Discord, and there you go. Star Force, are they taking in new CCs? They're always looking for new CCs. Just film the game with your smartphone, lol. Ah, yeah, what do you know we lost? Oh, I got killed by Shikishima. That's kind of funny. And I came in second place. So, just like some of the other reviews that I've done, like the Champagne review of recent memory, still did okay. It is what it is. Now let's take a look real quick at some of the main key characteristics of the ship and kind of what ended up causing me to run into the problems that I did. First of all, anti-air range is really, I mean, 3.5 kilometer damage. It's not much to really write home about. I mean, it's a German destroyer, so you don't expect too much from that. So that caused a slight problem there. As far as armor, you can see it's also a destroyer. So, no real armor to speak of. Torpedoes were okay. We managed to score one torpedo hit on that battleship. I guess in hindsight, I could have saved it for the rune, but I didn't think the rune was going to charge while not having hydro available. Fortunately for the rune, the Henri was also charging with hydro available, and that probably is what made the rune feel comfortable pushing. Torpedo did okay. And then in terms of main battery, it pew-pewed quite decently. So there you go. Any other questions you guys have about the Z-35 before we move on to doing some other random battles? Do I recommend buying her? I think she's a fun ship. The problem, of course, is twofold. One, carriers, always. And two, being bottom tier. I think at tier 8 in a tier locked system, ecosystem, like ranked battles, she might be kind of fun. She might be very different. She's got a lot of tools that can make her shine, I think, in ranked battles. But overall randoms, not so sure about that.